A little while ago, I made a reflection video upon the Chris Kremers and Lisanne Vroon case, in which I showed you, based on the context, that it was a blood sacrifice. You can watch that live stream. I believe I also mentioned it in a video before, a few years back. But that's not what this video is about. I just want to show you something. Those two Dutch women, they took a hike in Panama and they were never seen back again. We know that. So it was the El Pianista. That is the trail they took. Now, and they stayed at Boquete. Alright? So let me say, here's Boquete. That's where the trail begins. Let me show it you. This is Boquete over here. And 7.2 kilometers further away, there's where the trail begins. And the trail goes like this. Hold on. As you see over here. So a little bit of it is in the district or province of Bocas del Toro, which used to belong to Costa Rica during the Spanish Empire, but later it's changed. But anyway, so let's check one thing out, shall we? So 7.2 kilometers away, they traveled with, I believe, a taxi or something like that. Anyway, they went from Boquete to El Pianista. Alright, so here's the Bocas del Toro province, the border of the two provinces. And this is the trail. So let's visualize this. They walk over here, crosses the river, go all the way in here, and somewhere in here they turn around and come back. Now, why am I showing this? It's because let's make a measurement distance. Here to here. 5.40 kilometers. That's not much. There are people that hike for hours, and they hike long distances. I did the Acatenango hike in Guatemala, which is quite intense. I even had 2 panic attacks above there. I don't think I would do something like that anytime soon again. I'm not used to it. But anyway, I'm not an experienced hiker. But what I can tell you is that this distance over here is not that huge. And when you look, let me clear the measurements first. When you look over here, there are tiny villages all around. Well, Google Maps messes up around here. But look at this. This is a very famous hiking spot that's used by many tourists every year. This whole industry that depends on this trail over here. So impossible that they could have just walked back. Impossible that they got lost and nobody could have found them. Hey, I'm telling you, it was a setup. And one of the documentaries, I believe it was a British documentary or American, anyway, they spoke English with a soft accent in it, so I believe it's British. They showed the image of Chris Kremers standing at some rocks, and one of the locals said that picture was taken when they were heading back. So the ladies moved on, they completed the trail, they were coming back. On the way back they made pictures. Then when they ended the hike, which doesn't last that long, that's where it happened. They disappeared. And there's a theory out there that there's a gang of 5 men who were involved in it. I already told you, it's a setup anyway. But the thing I'm pointing out in this video is the following. Anytime something goes wrong in your plans, consider that it may be a warning signal for you to leave. Because remember, Kris Kremers and Alexander Throne, when they arrived at the school, they told them that they would start a week later, even though they had confirmation of the date it would start. Before the two Dutch women came to Phuket, they were elsewhere, having a good time, celebrating their holidays, and then they came to Phuket. Now, I don't have all the receipts of how the conversations went, I don't, nor how they communicate with their relatives and friends, all of that, but hey, if something like that would happen to me, I would immediately consider leaving the situation altogether. Look, that a school can mistake 1 or 2 days, okay, that can happen, but a whole week? Nah, that was a warning signal that something was off about the situation. Look, I don't have all the answers, but I'm telling you one thing. Those two women should have left immediately. They should have asked their parents for help to book an earlier flight to the Netherlands, or they should have booked a flight to some other place nearby, or to Curacao, because hey, Curacao, Aruba, Bonaire are Dutch territories, very close. And there are flights from Panama City direct to those places. Or they could have done that. In any way, they should have left. They stayed. They thought, oh well, we're here anyway, but we can cope with it. And look at what happened. Look, I'm using this as an example for you. I'm not blaming those two Dutch women for what happened to them. Absolutely not. Whoever kidnapped and killed them, they are wrong. You shouldn't do blood sacrifice anyway. But what I'm saying is that if they would have considered it a warning signal to leave, if they would have listened to their intuition in that instance, they may have been alive till this day. I'm not God. I don't see all the possible outcomes of the situation. But I dare to say they would still be alive today if they would have just left at that moment. Apart from those two women, how often does it not happen that circumstances don't work out well and we just hang on without considering, you know what? Maybe we should reconsider this whole scenario. Maybe we should, pray about it. Well, I'm not sure where those two girls were believers. I think not. But anyway, I'm talking to you as believers now. Whenever you see a situation and things tend to go wrong in a very odd way, consider just leaving the situation altogether. I don't care what your investment is. I don't care how much you paid for it. Your life, your safety is far more important. Far, far more important. By the way, it can be that I was a bit wrong with how the trail went through the mountains over here. But anyway, it was not more than 6 kilometers. In a very populated neighborhood. So, always pay attention to your intuition. And when a circumstance goes wrong, it's too odd, forget about your disappointment, forget what you wanted to do, just consider leaving. Be at peace.